Hello strength fans, Tyler Harnett with metalperformance.ca coming at you with another video on how to save your shoulders. And today we're going to talk about how to warm up properly. I'm going to preface this by saying there's a million and one ways to warm up. My criteria for warming up is as follows. I want to mimic movements that I'm going to do in the gym. I want to activate my nervous system or the wires of my brain that are feeding my muscles. And I want to get a little bit of blood flow going or even a little bit of a sweat. Everybody remembers maybe their high school gym teacher saying you got to get a sweat on before you get physical activity. I agree with that, but I think you can accomplish more things with your warm-up. So we'll probably cover some lower body warm-ups in the future, but this one I love for pressing, okay? I did not invent this protocol at all. The guy that did is somebody that I follow, and he gives away a ton of great free information, and that guy's name is Donnie Thompson, and maybe I'll link below to some of his great free information, and if you ever have a chance to shake that guy's hand, please do for me. So I like to set up my warm-ups for my shoulders. I will do this like if I'm squatting and benching or deadlifting and overhead pressing. I might do this between a deadlift and a press, or if I'm just pressing that day, I'll actually just start with this after doing some light lower body warm-ups. So all I've done here is I've taken a couple really strong bands, and I suggest for you smaller guys and girls to start out with maybe one bigger or medium-sized band. You bigger lifters, you can start out with one big band, but eventually you're gonna want a couple bands, or basically the strongest bands that your gym has, okay? And I set up in here, I put this band on my pec insertion, and I lean forward, I put a lot of pressure on, so it's actually pulling my shoulder, my shoulder blade back slightly. I'm gonna bend my arm slightly, and I'm just rotating my shoulder. So you saw my foot slip because this band means business. So I do this about 10 times or so. There's a lot of pressure on my shoulder, and a lot of blood flow is getting flown right into my shoulder. The second move is I'm going to suck my shoulder blade back again. I'm going to punch and twist. So this is kind of like an internal rotation, punching and twisting. I do that about 10 times. The third one is almost like a pec fly. I bend my elbow slightly. I come back and I squeeze my pec to bring my shoulder forward. So it's about 30 reps on each side of my shoulder. And after I do this, my shoulders are lit up, they're full of blood, my nervous system's going, and I'm just about ready to press. The second thing I like to do before pressing, I feel like, well, I know this, that your lats are very involved in balancing, okay? They're not directly involved in the bench press. It's not like you're rowing the bar to your chest, and it's not like you're doing a lat pull down in an overhead press, but they are, stabilizers, and they do help you hold the weight in place when you're pressing or benching, okay? So I like to set up, a fairly light band or medium band, and I'll do 10 reps of a row with a little twist. So I will row and pull out. I'll do this about 10 reps, and then 10 reps of a straight arm pull down. So I'm rowing and opening, or pulling down and opening, okay? So I'll do that about 2 sets and 20 reps. So I've done 60, 100 reps of some type of shoulder and row movement before I'm ready to press. And my shoulders feel great when I do this. If I slack on this, I notice that, especially my left shoulder, I was a pitcher when I was younger, it starts to get banged up. So you can even do this sort of protocol on an off day or a GPP or conditioning day. It's not gonna bang your shoulders up, and it's gonna force a lot of blood in there for recovery. So if you guys have any questions about warming up or how to get strong, please feel free to reach out. And once again, thanks for tuning in.